Surrey Central condos are a mess right now. Almost every single day, I get a call from somebody who's looking to assign a pre-sale condo that they bought in 2021 or 2022, but it just can't be done right now. Resale pricing is far below pre-sale pricing at the moment. At least on the concrete side, if you bought wood frame, depending on the unit that you bought, there's probably a good possibility that you'd be able to assign, but if you bought concrete, I haven't found a single concrete unit yet that I thought is saleable. And the reason why is that if you bought a concrete unit, you likely paid, if it was, from the middle of 2021 onwards, $1,100 a square foot. And as an example of this, a client of mine just picked up a 2023 unit, so basically brand new, 8th floor, 468 square feet with parking and storage for $417K, no GST. And that unit in the pre-sale market right now, concrete, would go for about $540K plus GST. So all in, you'd be at about, $565,000, and it's currently selling in the low 400s on the resale market. However, I will add that one product type that's held up really, really well, that is selling right at or very close to peak prices, is the studio apartment. And that's obviously due to affordability. Pretty much the entire buyer pool has been shoved into those, lower $400,000 to high $300,000 studios. Therefore, the buyer demand really hasn't dropped for those and has maybe even increased for those types of units. So time of recording, we have 631 active condo listings in Surrey Central, and in the last 30 days, we've had 34 accepted offers. So we take the big number, we divide it by the small number, and you get 18.5 months of inventory. And that is basically, I would say crisis levels of inventory. Like, it's gonna take a long time for us to eat through that 18 months of inventory and then get back down below 6 months into a balanced market. Now, when we look at condo prices in Surrey Central, the absolute bottom of the market was December 2022, and we were sitting at $455,000 at that time. Today we're sitting at $469K. However, the HPI tends to lag about 2 or 3 months. So even though it says $469K, we're likely a bit lower than that. It just, again, lags 2 or 3 months behind. And I'm willing to bet that by the end of the year, we're gonna be back at those bottom prices that we saw in December 2022. Now, why is there so much inventory in Surrey Central? So let's break that down. Currently, there is 103 assignments on the market. And as I mentioned, these are pretty much all unsaleable. There might be a couple in there that are sellable, but for the most part, they're pretty much all unsaleable. Next to that, we have tenanted properties, which is currently 202, and tenanted listings are next to impossible to sell for several reasons. So one, the large majority of the product that is tenanted is investor style product. And as you guys know, there aren't very many investors in the market. And for the ones that are in the market, they don't want to buy a tenanted property and inherit your tenant for 2 reasons. They don't know your tenant, and 2, that tenant is likely paying less than market value rents. And then if you're buying these properties as an end user and you can actually remove that tenant, well, number 1, again, these are typically investor style units. But number 2, now you have to serve that tenant 3 months notice instead of 2 months notice, which is actually like 4 months notice, because let's just say you serve notice today, October 12th. Well, all of October doesn't count, because it has to be 3 full months. So now you're looking at November, December, January, and you're taking possession in February, which most end users aren't willing to do. They want to move in the next month or 2, or likely before the end of the year. So tenanted properties, for the most part, again, are pretty much unsaleable. Then we have 51 units that are already built, not assignments, but again, these are 2024 units. Again, whoever bought these units likely paid a pretty penny, and if they let it go at today's prices, they're going to be taking a massive bath. Therefore, a lot of these units, again, are sitting on the market at unsaleable prices. Therefore, we have 356 of the current 601 listings are basically unsaleable and just collecting dust. Surrey Central was launching so many pre-sale projects in the back end of 2021, early 2022, that now all of those are completing at the exact same time, at a time where buyer demand is, pretty much the lowest that we've seen it in the last 2 decades. Now, all that being said, within all of this, there has to be deals out there. There just has to be. There's too much inventory out there that there has to be deals. There are going to be a lot of investors carrying these tenanted properties that need to get out of them. And even if you offer them a lower price, you are still solving their problem of needing to get out, needing to get that cash to possibly close on something else or deal with a failing business or whatever the case may be. Them accepting a lower offer and getting a lower price is better than not selling at all. And for that reason, I think we're going to see more price cuts and this situation get worse before it gets better. If you want to chat about buying or selling, give me a ring. I'm that Agent Kelly. I'm making moves to move you. Peace.